There's nothing more frustrating for a man than giving his time, energy, and attention to a woman who treats him like a placeholder. She doesn't commit. She doesn't walk away. She keeps you around just enough to feed her ego, but not enough to build something real. And most men don't even realize it's happening until months, sometimes years, have passed. By then, you've wasted energy that could have been poured into your purpose, your peace, or a woman who actually values your presence. If you've ever found yourself constantly confused by her mixed signals, second-guessing your every move, or feeling like you're stuck in emotional limbo, this video is for you. Because here's the truth. When a woman is stringing you along, it's not an accident. It's calculated. It's designed to keep you available just in case her better option doesn't work out. And if you don't recognize the signs early, you'll end up drained, resentful, and questioning your own worth. This isn't about becoming bitter. It's about becoming better, smarter, sharper. Men need to stop playing a game they don't even know they're in. And more importantly, you need to stop auditioning for a role in a story she never planned to finish with you in it. This guide is going to open your eyes, not with clichés, not with recycled dating coach lingo, but with real, raw signs you can spot and the steps to take when you do. You'll finally understand the difference between genuine interest and emotional manipulation. And by the end, you'll know how to walk away, not to hurt her, but to save yourself. Now let's break down the 7 clear signs a woman is stringing you along, and how to end it without losing your power. Before we start the video, I want to remind you that my exclusive online course on mastering the dating game is available now. If you've been learning from my YouTube videos, you're only scratching the surface. This course goes deeper, teaching you everything you need to know about the dating game, from approaching a woman to building real attraction. We just finished section 5 in the course, and you won't find this information on videos on my channel. It's easy to access with a secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or click the link in the description to enroll now and improve your dating life. 1. She's always too busy. There's a difference between a woman being genuinely busy and a woman using the word busy as a shield to avoid investing in you. A woman who's truly interested will find ways to make time, even if it's small. But when she's stringing you along, busy becomes her favorite excuse. You'll notice her texts become slower, plans get cancelled often, and she never reschedules. You'll feel like you're chasing her, like you're the only one trying to keep the connection alive, and that's your first red flag. If you've ever had a woman say things like, "This week is just crazy," or "I'll let you know," but somehow she always has time to post on social media, hang with friends, or go on trips, you're not a priority, you're an option. You're part of a rotation she taps into when she's bored, lonely, or seeking attention. You might even start thinking you're overreacting, giving her the benefit of the doubt. But deep down, you feel that distance. You sense the difference. Because when someone wants you in their life, they create space for you. They don't just fit you in when it's convenient. This isn't about getting mad or emotional. It's about being aware. When a woman is stringing you along, her busyness is strategic. It gives her the power to keep you interested without actually giving you anything real in return. She gets your attention, validation, and possibly your resources, without commitment. It's like being in preseason forever while she's off playing in someone else's game. Think about it like this. If you were coaching an athlete who kept skipping practices and giving you vague excuses, how long would you keep them on the team? Not long. Because in sports, effort and consistency are everything. Relationships are no different. A woman who truly values you shows up, even if it's not perfect, even if it's messy. She's present, she communicates, she makes you feel like you're in it together. When you find yourself always waiting for her to text back, to make plans, to decide how she feels, it's a trap. That waiting game is how she controls the tempo. She gives you just enough to keep your hope alive, but never enough to give you peace. The way out is simple. Match her energy, not her excuses. If she's too busy, respect that, and remove yourself. You don't argue. You don't beg for time. You give her space, not as punishment, but as protection for your own dignity. Because the right woman will never leave you confused about how much you matter. Now you're starting to see it. When her calendar is always full but her effort toward you is empty, you're not part of her life. You're just part of her comfort zone. 2. Her words don't match her actions. One of the most dangerous things a man can fall for is a woman's words without watching her actions. A woman who is stringing you along will often say the right things. She'll give you compliments. She'll hint at a future. She might even call you babe or my person. It sounds like commitment. It feels like progress. But when it comes time to follow through, she disappears, delays, or detours. You'll start noticing that she talks a lot about how much she values you, but when you need her to show up, she's missing. This is emotional manipulation at its core. She builds a false emotional bond by saying everything she knows you want to hear, but she never delivers. You bring up wanting more consistency, she agrees and nods. But nothing changes. You ask to spend more time together, she says yes, but always has a reason why it can't happen this weekend, and maybe the next. She's selling you a fantasy, but delivering nothing but delays. It's like a movie trailer that hypes up the film, gets you excited, and then the actual movie never comes out. You're stuck waiting for something that was never real to begin with. She gives you just enough emotional bait to keep you hanging on. She'll throw you a miss you text when she senses you're pulling away. Or she'll make you feel special right when you were about to walk. That's not love. That's strategy. In sports terms, this is like a coach who keeps telling the player, "You're gonna start next game," but never puts him on the field. Eventually, the player either wakes up and switches teams, or wastes his prime years waiting for a shot that was never going to come. You don't win championships with promises. You win them with performance. Relationships are no different. The sad part is, most men in this situation feel confused rather than empowered. They think, "But she said she likes me," or "She told me she sees a future with me." But here's the truth. When someone really wants you, they don't just speak it, they live it. They move with clarity. They take action. There's alignment between what they say and what they do. This section isn't about turning cold or cynical, it's about getting grounded in reality. If her actions are inconsistent, stop getting hypnotized by her words. Pay attention to what she does when it counts. When she says one thing but shows another, believe what she shows you. That's who she really is. As a man, your time, your energy, and your emotional presence are valuable. Don't let sweet talk rob you of your standards. Don't stay loyal to potential that never becomes reality. Hold her to the standard of action, and if she falls short, you don't explain yourself, you exit. 3. She keeps you in the gray zone. There's no worse place for a man to be than stuck in the gray zone with a woman. You're not her boyfriend. You're not her friend. You're somewhere in between, a blurry middle ground where expectations are vague, intentions are unclear, and everything feels off balance. When a woman is stringing you along, this is where she keeps you. It's her favorite territory, because the gray zone gives her all the benefits without any of the responsibility. She doesn't introduce you as anything serious. She avoids labeling the relationship. If you ask her what you are to her, she gives you non-answers. "Let's not rush things," or "I just want to go with the flow." Translation? She doesn't want to commit, but she doesn't want to lose you either. So she keeps you warm, like a backup quarterback on the sideline. You're there for emotional support, attention, and sometimes even physical connection, but there's no real movement forward. The dangerous part is, the gray zone feels almost like a relationship. She'll spend time with you. She might open up emotionally. She might even get jealous if you talk to other women. But the second you ask for clarity, she gets distant. You're good enough to fill the lonely spaces in her life, but not good enough to be chosen. And that realization hits harder than most men expect. Imagine being an athlete training every day, showing up early, going all in, but never getting your name on the roster. At some point, you've got to ask yourself, am I even part of this team? Or am I just filling space until the coach finds someone better? When a woman keeps you in the gray zone, that's exactly what's happening. She doesn't want to choose, because choosing means she has to let go of other options. Keeping you in limbo means she gets your energy without having to give you commitment. And for her, that's the perfect setup. The mistake many men make is thinking time will fix it. They think if they just wait a little longer, if they just show more value, if they just prove themselves, she'll finally come around. But time doesn't change someone's intentions. If she truly saw you as her man, you wouldn't be in a guessing game. She would make it known. She wouldn't need convincing. A woman who's sure of you doesn't put you on ice. She pulls you in. If you're in the gray zone right now, take it as the sign it is. You weren't made to live in confusion. You weren't built to beg for clarity. You're a man who's either chosen or not. And if she won't choose you clearly, you choose yourself instead. You walk, not with drama, not with anger, but with strength. Because the moment you stop accepting almost, you make room for what's real. 4. She talks about other men constantly. There's something subtle but incredibly revealing about a woman who constantly brings up other men when she's with you. She might not do it aggressively. Sometimes it sounds casual, talking about an ex, a guy friend, or even how some other man flirted with her at work. At first, it might not even register as a problem, but pay attention. When a woman brings up other men often, it's not just small talk. It's a sign she's keeping you emotionally off balance. A woman who's stringing you along knows exactly how to create competition in your mind. She wants you to feel like you have to work for her approval. She wants to remind you that she has options. And the easiest way to do that is to casually mention other men in her life. She might say things like, "My ex used to do that too," or "You remind me of this guy I used to date." These aren't harmless comments. They're meant to test you, to shift the dynamic so that you start chasing. In some cases, she'll even talk about a guy she almost dated, how great he was, or how he treated her. Notice the pattern. She's always referencing other men in ways that make you feel like you have to prove something. It's psychological warfare, disguised as conversation. The longer you tolerate it, the more you get pulled into a cycle of insecurity. And that's where she wants you, off-center, doubting yourself, trying harder. It's no different than a coach constantly praising another player while ignoring your work. You start to feel like you're competing for attention instead of being appreciated for who you are. And when that becomes the tone of the relationship, it's no longer a connection, it's a performance. Sometimes men confuse this with honesty. They think, at least she's being open with me. But there's a big difference between honesty and manipulation. A woman who respects you doesn't casually toss another man's name into every conversation. She knows it creates tension. She knows it affects how you see her. So when she keeps doing it, she's not being open, she's playing you. Keeping you emotionally insecure keeps her in control. Here's what most guys don't realize. The more you respond to this behavior with jealousy, or by trying harder, the more she wins. She gets the attention, the validation, and the upper hand. But when you don't react, when you calmly step back and stop playing the game, she loses that power. If you're dealing with this right now, don't argue, don't complain. Just watch how often she brings up other men and how it makes you feel. If it's consistent, it's intentional. And if it's intentional, you need to decide whether you're going to keep competing or start choosing peace. Your time is too valuable to spend it around someone who treats you like a contestant in her personal reality show. 5. She only reaches out when she needs something. One of the most glaring signs a woman is stringing you along is when her communication becomes transactional. She doesn't check in to see how you're doing. She doesn't genuinely invest in your life. Instead, she only reaches out when she needs something. It might be emotional, she wants your support after a bad day. It might be practical, she needs a favor, help with something, or a quick bailout. But when you look closer, you realize she's not really connecting with you. She's just using you for what you can offer in the moment. And here's the part that messes with a lot of men's heads. She still acts sweet when she does it. She might flatter you, flirt a little, act vulnerable. That's what makes it hard to spot. It doesn't feel like manipulation right away. It feels like she trusts you, or that you're special because she opens up to you. But the truth is, she's only available when it serves her. You don't hear from her for days, and then suddenly, she's in your inbox, needing your ear, your time, your energy. This kind of behavior drains you without you even realizing it. Because every time she pops up, you hope this time it's different. You think maybe she's finally seeing your value. So you show up again, you support her again, you give again, but nothing changes. She disappears as fast as she came, until the next time she needs something. It's like being the bench player who only gets called into the game when everyone else is injured. You're not in her starting lineup. You're just her emergency option. And if you allow that dynamic to continue, it becomes a pattern. She won't respect your time because you never protected it. She won't stop using you because you never said no. A real connection is mutual. A woman who truly values you will reach out just to hear your voice, not just to unload her stress. She'll want to know about your day, not just dump hers on you. She'll bring energy to your life, not just take it away. And you'll feel the difference. You won't leave conversations feeling empty or like you just gave away a part of yourself for nothing. The hardest part for many men is realizing that just because a woman is reaching out doesn't mean she's interested in you. Sometimes she's interested in the comfort you provide, the stability, the way you make her feel about herself, but not in actually building something with you. And if you don't draw the line, she never will. You have to ask yourself, when she calls, is it because she values me or because I'm useful right now? That question will save you from being emotionally milked by someone who has no intention of pouring anything back into you. 6. She avoids real conversations about the relationship. You can talk to her about anything, except what the hell is going on between the two of you. That's when she shuts down, changes the subject, gets tired, or suddenly needs space. This is one of the clearest signs that a woman is stringing you along. She avoids real, grounded conversations about the direction of the relationship. She wants the attention, the emotional connection, the physical closeness. But the moment you try to clarify where things are heading, she disappears behind a wall of vagueness. At first, you might give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she's scared. Maybe she's been hurt. Maybe she just needs more time. That's what a good man tends to think. He gives her space to come around. But eventually, you realize it's not that she's unsure. It's that she doesn't want to define things. Because defining the relationship means she can't keep you in limbo anymore. It means she has to either step up or step out. And the woman who strings men along doesn't want to do either. So she keeps it foggy. Just enough romance to keep your hope alive, but not enough clarity to give you peace. You find yourself walking on eggshells, trying to guess what she wants. You avoid bringing up anything serious because the last time you did, she pulled away. She teaches you, without saying it, that honesty and directness will cost you access to her. And that's how she keeps control, by making communication feel like a threat. Imagine you're on a sports team where the coach never tells you what your role is. One day you're playing offense. The next, you're benched. You ask for direction, and the coach just says, "Let's see how things go." You'd feel uncertain, disrespected, and confused. That's exactly how this type of woman operates. She wants all the benefits of a relationship, but none of the accountability that comes with it. And here's what happens to a man in this situation. He starts lowering his standards just to keep the connection alive. He stops asking questions. He tolerates the emotional roller coaster. He convinces himself that if he just gives it more time, she'll open up. But what he doesn't see is that she needs that uncertainty to keep him attached. The minute he demands clarity, the illusion breaks. A real woman values honest conversations. Even if she's not ready for a relationship, she communicates with maturity. She respects your time and doesn't leave you guessing. But the woman who strings you along doesn't want clarity, because clarity makes her intentions obvious. And when that happens, she can't keep you dangling. If every time you try to talk about us, she ghosts, shifts, or accuses you of pressuring her, you already have your answer. Silence is still an answer. Avoidance is a decision. And being unsure is being sure, just not in your favor. 7. She's hot and cold. On purpose. One moment she's warm, affectionate, and seems completely into you. The next, she's distant, distracted, or emotionally unavailable. You're constantly left wondering what version of her you're going to get today. This back and forth behavior isn't random, it's calculated. Women who string men along use inconsistency as a tool. They create emotional highs and lows to keep you hooked. It's not love, it's conditioning. The psychology behind this is simple but dangerous. When affection becomes unpredictable, your brain starts chasing the next moment of validation. Just like a gambler pulling the lever hoping for a win, you wait for the next good version of her. When she's sweet, you feel rewarded. When she pulls away, you feel punished. And instead of walking away, you try harder, thinking you did something wrong. That's exactly how she keeps control. By constantly shifting her energy, she creates a chase. You stop thinking logically and start reacting emotionally. This type of behavior shows up in cycles. After being cold for days, she suddenly sends you a cute text. She might compliment you out of nowhere, tell you she misses you, or act like everything's back to normal. And just when you start to relax, she pulls back again. It's emotional whiplash. But to her, it's strategy. As long as you're trying to win back her good side, she never has to put in real effort. She's turned your interest into a game, and you're stuck playing it. Look at it through the lens of sports. Imagine a coach constantly moving the goalposts in practice. One day the rules change. The next day the scoring system is different. You'd never know how to win. You'd just keep grinding, hoping your effort would eventually be enough. But in reality, there is no winning. The inconsistency is the game. And that's exactly what this kind of woman does. She doesn't want resolution. She wants control. The most dangerous part? She'll blame you for the shifts. She'll say you're being too needy or not understanding her moods. And you'll start questioning yourself, wondering if maybe you are the problem. But you're not. You're just being emotionally spun by someone who knows exactly what she's doing. Here's the truth. Consistency is a sign of emotional maturity. A woman who's genuinely interested doesn't make you feel like love is a reward you have to earn. She doesn't disappear after a good night together. She doesn't punish you with silence or act distant just to reel you back in later. Her energy doesn't fluctuate based on how bored or validated she feels. If she's hot and cold with you, she's playing games. And if you stay in that game long enough, you start losing your grip on who you are. You begin molding yourself just to keep her attention. You don't need to fix her. You need to recognize the pattern and break it. Walk away from the confusion. Because the woman who truly values you won't make love feel like a gamble. If you've seen yourself in any of these signs, it's time to stop making excuses for her and start choosing yourself. A woman who truly values you won't leave you confused, drained, or constantly questioning your worth. She'll show up with clarity, consistency, and effort. Stop waiting for her to change. Stop chasing breadcrumbs. You are not here to be someone's backup plan or emotional crutch. You're a man with purpose, and your energy is sacred. Walk away from anything that keeps you stuck. Because real love doesn't play games. It meets you with intention, and you deserve nothing less. And remember, if you're serious about mastering the dating game, don't miss out on my exclusive online course. We go beyond what's covered in these videos, giving you powerful insights from the first approach to lasting attraction. It's easy to enroll with a secure payment option. Visit stoicapproachtolife.podia.com or simply click the link in the description to secure your spot. Don't wait until it's too late. Take action now and start transforming your dating life today. I want to especially appreciate you for taking your time to watch till the end of this video. I hope the video helps you improve every aspect of your relationship with women. Until next time, this is Stoic Approach to Life.